This year, I began searching for additional ways to make some income outside of my ministry job. This is just one of the videos in the Side Jobs for Pastors series. And whether you're a pastor looking for some extra money on the side or just for new adventures, I'm hoping that this series will help spark some creativity and some new opportunities for you and your family. In this video, we're going to focus on freelance work through Fiverr. So let's get into it. Pastors and leaders usually have to wear all kinds of hats when working in ministry. And as a family pastor, I was often the youngest person on the staff team, which meant I also adopted a lot of the IT and media roles in our church as well. My focus was always on students and families, but I also had to develop skills in website management, on live production, graphic design, and video editing. I'm sure many of you are or have been in a similar position where you had to develop skills outside of your primary ministry role to serve your church. So why not use the skills you've already developed to make a little bit of extra income on the side? This is where Fiverr comes in. Fiverr is a crowdsourced freelancing website where sellers like you and I can post the jobs or the gigs that we want to provide for other people, that we want to sell to others. And buyers can come and purchase the gig that they need for any given job that they have. All right, the first step in creating a Fiverr account is to join. So I'm gonna come up here, click join, and it's gonna give me a few options. I can either sign in using Facebook, Google, Apple, or just my email. I'm gonna go ahead and use a fake email account through Productive Pastors for you to follow along with me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and type that in real quick and hit continue. When I do this, it's gonna ask me for a username and a password. So once you do that, it's going to send you an email to activate your account. Do that and then come back to this page in Fiverr. The next step in the process is to become a seller. So you're gonna go up here to your account profile picture and click on become a seller. Now here's where there becomes a lot of steps involved. So just scroll down to the bottom and get started. All right, so this is explaining some of the things that you'll need to do in order to create your account. I'm gonna walk you through all of them so you can go ahead and click continue, continue, continue. Okay, so starting off with the personal info, you'll wanna put your name. So this is Timothy from the Bible. Profile picture. Now I don't have a profile picture for Timothy, so we're just gonna work with what we got. All right, this is Timothy from the Bible. After you write your description, you will choose what languages that you speak. Now there will be, later on, there will be a quiz that they give. So you will want to not lie on this because they will test you on it later. So go ahead and add the language that you speak. All right, now your professional info. So this is where you can select your occupation of kind of what your interests are, what you are wanting to sell on Fiverr. So these include digital marketing, graphic design, writing, translating, programming and tech, music and audio, video and animation, or other. So I'm going to do writing and translation for this one. And then it has a lot of occupational specific skills. So I may do email copy, or I may do creative writing, or proofreading and editing, website content. So these are maybe some of the things that you're familiar with as well, just being a pastor and writing a lot on staff. I've done this from, 2013 until 2022. You can keep on adding other occupations if you want. You don't have to, only one is required. And then you'll go in and you'll add your skills. So these are all kinds of skills. So if I just type in writing, then it could be all these different styles and kind of writing. I'm going to say content writing. and I'm pretty good at content writing. You don't have to put your education in, but if you do, it helps you build your Fiverr profile. So a lot of times education, just being in ministry, we are educated many times, not all the time, but adding your education on your Fiverr account will not only help buyers see the value, but it actually also helps to certify and validate your Fiverr account. And we'll get to that a little bit in just a little bit as well. But this is a good thing. If you have higher education, it's a good thing to list it. Same thing with certification and a private website. So I'm going to list productivepastors.com. All right. Now, linking accounts. Now, at first you may think, I don't want to link my accounts. I don't really want other people knowing my other social accounts or things like that. Here's the thing. Fiverr requires that you complete 65% of your profile in order to sell on their platform. And so linking accounts, confirming your email, as well as submitting your number to allow text messages, listing education, and listing a private website. All of these things are ways that you bump up your profile to meet that 65% minimum to start creating and listing gigs on Fiverr. So even though at first you may think, why would I link my social media accounts to my Fiverr account? I thought the same thing at first, but it's a good way to meet this up in the top right corner, this completion rate, to meet that 65% completed profile in order to start selling on Fiverr. Timothy doesn't have any social media, so we're just going to skip that for now. And he doesn't have a phone number, so we're going to skip that. So I'm actually going to jump over into the profile that I have already created to further run through what it looks like to create on Fiverr and to list gigs and to sell your skills, your freelance skills, to other people. All right, and before I forget, Fiverr also requires that you list a verified phone number in order to post a gig as a seller. So that it might be a good time to go ahead and list your phone number when creating an account, just so you don't have to do it later on down the road anyways. That might help you to meet that 65% completed profile earlier on. So once you create your account and create your profile, you'll be directed to create your first gig. So this first part is just the overview of what are you going to sell? What are you going to do for a customer? So I will write really awesome Christian Bible study material. So you find a category. There's all kinds of categories, and each one of these categories has a subcategory of many other things. So we're going to go writing. For this one, I'm going to say, let's say that this is an article, or let's say book writing. So what kind of book is it? It is a religion. We may say it's a book about Christianity. Maybe we're doing a book study on 1 Timothy. And maybe you want to tag the Bible in that as well. So you select your category, your main category, then you select the subcategory that it's in. You'll want to also select kind of the service type, so whether you're going to give someone else the credit, like ghostwriting, if it's just a blurb, or a book proposal, or a short story, whatever that is. So I'm going to go book proposal for this, and then reselect the metadata, which is not only the genre, but also what language it's going to be in. So I'm going to go English on both of those. And then we're going to continue on. if it's possible, and I didn't do it here, but if it's possible, use all 5 of the available tags. Those tags are going to help you to show up in searches, so use all 5 of those tags if you're able to. And here is where you actually create the pricing for your gig. You can create packages, so someone can select the basic, standard, or premium package if you want to. For sake of time and ease, we're just going to create the first one. So we're going to call this the basic package. And then this one, I will help you write your book, write your Bible study material for 1 Timothy. Delivery time is how long it takes you to deliver the end product. So we'll say it's going to take me 3 days to write the material, and I will let you have 1 revision, which means I'll send you the product, the end product, and if you don't like something, you have 1 opportunity to tell me what you don't like, and I will change it. I will give you 10 pages of material and an author bio as well. Actually, not an author bio. What I'm going to do instead is add an extra service. So if they want to add an author bio for an extra $10 and an extra day, then they can do that. This will cost them, the base package will cost them $50. They can add an author bio for an additional $10. And then we move on to the next part, which is the description. And so this is just your general description of the gig. So we will write Bible study material over 1 Timothy. Now I'm using a lot of general descriptions and repetitive descriptions. Obviously you won't be doing that when you're making your own gig, but this is a really good time to talk about the skills that you have that are specific to this gig. So on my Fiverr account, I have several different gigs. I have a gig about Notion, about WordPress website creation. I also have a gig about Christian blog content, things like that. So for me, that wide variety of different gigs, and each one of those things, I want to sell the gig and sell why I am able and a good choice for buying that gig, for that service. And each one of those things will look a little bit different because it's in a broad field. And so I may want to describe myself and describe the gig in slightly different ways because they are in different fields. So once you have your description for the gig, you can list out any frequently asked questions if you have them. If not, you don't have to, so you can continue. I'm going to make this a little bit longer and then I'll come back to you. All right, then you have the requirements. So this is required by Fiverr. So you have to put something here, and there's a couple different options you have as a seller. You can add a question, which is just you list out anything that you want. So say for 1 Timothy, you may say, what chapter do you want to focus on? And you can say that's required or not. I'm going to say it is required. I'm going to add that one. But also, if I wanted to do a multiple choice, I could say, which version do you prefer? And we may say ESV and CSV. So these are different requirements that any buyer will have to fill out in order to purchase the gig that you are selling. Once you have those, you only have to do one, but once you have the requirements that you need, you can continue to the gallery. In the gallery, you can have up to 3 images, as well as 1 video that is shorter than 75 seconds, and any documents that you may have as well. So here you would choose the image that you would want for this gig, and whatever you choose first, that's going to be your main image, your primary image. So this is what will show up when people search for or come across your gig. So this should be the highlight of the gallery. You can add 2 more additional images as well as a video. Once you have those things, go ahead and click Save and Continue. So I have already passed the English test. Like I said earlier, every language that you add to a gig that you've added to your profile, they're going to test you over it before they allow you to sell in that language, sell a gig in that language. So you have to complete the test before publishing the gig. Now also, before publishing a gig, they're going to ask you for your W-9 tax information if you live in the US, or just tax information for abroad. And then again, you have to verify your phone number before you're allowed to post as well. So those are important things to do that they ask you to do before you can officially publish this gig. And don't worry, if you're not ready to do those things, your gig will be saved and you can come back to it later whenever you are ready to continue with the process. This is what a finished gig looks like on Fiverr. So this is my Notion workspace gig where I help people create the Notion workspace that they want that's custom tailored for their needs. I give a couple different ideas or options of what those things might be. I give kind of who I am, why I use it, and why I think it's a good idea to use it. And then this is my kind of my eye-catching Notion image for this gig. But I also have 2 more detailed images of what the Notion templates and Notion workspace that I use that I'm selling to other people. So if you use it, these are both from the Pastor's Dashboard. You can go to productivepastors.com/pastors-dashboard. I know that's a mouthful, or you can just click in the top right corner. It'll take you there. Follow the Pastor's Dashboard. It will also be linked in the description down below. So if you're interested in that, it's available for you there for free, or anything you are willing to pay. That would be greatly appreciated, but it is totally free to download. I have several listings on Fiverr that showcase the skills that I have developed as a family pastor. And honestly, some of the skills that I have developed in creating this channel and in starting Productive Pastors. One of the gigs that I'm selling is to write Christian content for a blog or a website. I've taken my passion for writing studies, curriculums, and sermons and used that to help others who are needing help with their Christian websites or blogs. And maybe you're a worship pastor and you could market your songwriting ability or your music production skills. Maybe you're passionate about writing like I am, and you could start a gig that sells your writing services to other believers, or your editing services to other authors. And in general, leading a church requires some administration and business management skills. So maybe you could market a gig for a virtual assistant, or for virtual event management, like planning a wedding or planning a retreat for someone. Maybe it's even career counseling or live presentation help. Start by creating an account on Fiverr and browse the categories, the subcategories, and all the services that are offered. And I'm sure that you will be able to find a gig that you could sell to others based on the skills that you have developed in your ministry life. If you are in need to further help develop a side job opportunity for you or your family, then please feel free to leave a comment down below, or to contact me through the contact page at productivepastors.com. I hope this video has helped to spark some new side gig opportunities for you. So good luck, God bless, and see ya.